It's summertime. Temperature is rising day by day, and there is a massive increase in heat related illnesses. Heat stress, heat stroke, and heat exhaustion cases are increasing all around the globe. I'm going to disclose the secrets behind why there is heat stress, why the workers are attacked by heat stroke, what is the reason of heat exhaustion. We'll discuss these risk factors in part 1 of this training session. So let's get started. There are three main factors those cause heat related illnesses. Number 1, environmental risk factors. Number 2, individual risk factors. And number 3, workplace risk factors. Let us discuss one by one how the environment is creating risk for workers in a workplace. You have to memorize few important points: high temperature and humidity, reduced air movement, working near radiant heat sources, and contact with conductive heat sources. If you want to avoid heat related illnesses, you have to address all these environmental risk factors. Another important point is individual risk factors. In the individual risk factors, number one factor is age, especially greater than 60 years and less than 4 years. For children less than 4 years, their central nervous system is not fully developed, and the ability of their body to regulate temperature is more difficult. The adults aged 60 or 65 and more are also at an increased risk because the central nervous system begins to deteriorate with age, making the body less able to cope with sudden and frequent temperature changes or rises. Number 2, obesity. Number 3, low level of physical fitness. Number 4, medical conditions like diabetes, cardiovascular disease, etc. Number 5, the use of certain medication. Number 6, drug and alcohol use. Number 7, lack of acclimatization. Number 8, lack of experience working in the heat. And number 9, dehydration. Once a worker is planning to expose in the hot environment as a safety practitioner, as a project manager, as a site engineer, as a site supervisor, you have to consider all these points because these are related to an individual whom you are going to send on a work site in the hot weather. Then you will be able to choose the right person who is medically and physically fit, who can cope with sudden and frequent temperature changes while working in the hot environment. In this way, you can minimize the cases of heat stroke, heat exhaustion, or heat stress in your workplace. Dear friends and fellows, you are on the platform of Safety First Life. Now, we are going to discuss workplace risk factors, high frequency, duration or intensity of physical activity, requirement for use of personal protective equipment and clothing. It may increase humidity levels and prevent airflow across the skin. These points are related to workplace risk factors. Normally, the companies they are using the same personal protective equipment like coverall, safety vest, what they are using in the winter season because they don't like to spend money and facilitate workers in the right and sustainable way by choosing the wrong personal protective equipment. Maybe you are increasing the risk of heat related illnesses to a worker. maybe he will get heat stroke. And as you know very well, heat stroke is usually deadly if not treated and addressed in time. So this was the part one of this training session. That was about the risk factors. In the upcoming training session, I'll tell you how to make risk assessment and what are the risk control measures. That's all for now.